Hey, I'm Mike from the Comic Bug. You're watching Comics on Comics. Healthier for your computer than porn and YouTube.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Vito Lapicola with Comics on Comics. We're here at the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach, California for a Mike Mignola, Josh Dysart double signing. Let's go check it out. What do we have in store for Hellboy 2? I understand that you want to do it as a comic. And Guillermo I read somewhere that you were going to do it as a comic, and he said, hey, let's do it as a movie. And you guys kind of ran with it. Is that true?
That's completely not true. I have no idea. I've never even heard that story before. 6 months or something after the first movie, we started talking about making a second one. And I went out to his place and hung out for a couple days. Mostly we shopped for used books, but at some point we sat down for a couple hours and we tried to do a sort of adaptation of one of the Hellboy stories, because he really wanted to do the Roger the Homunculus character. And we only tried for about a day, but we couldn't quite hammer out a storyline involving that, coming off of that one Hellboy story. So we kind of looked at each other and said, well, let's do something completely different. Let's do fairies and that kind of stuff. The first film had so much of the H.P. Lovecraft monster, Nazi mad scientist thing. We wanted to go in a completely different direction. The folklore kind of stuff hadn't been touched on at all in the first film. So we said, well, let's make the second film about that folklore kind of stuff.
I heard you talking about executives, talking about how goofy studio executives are. Do you have any really dumb studio executive stories you can tell without...
Del Toro's got those Hellboy stories. I was never in any of the studio meetings about Hellboy, but Guillermo was in the meetings where they would say things like, can he just turn red when he's angry? I don't know that he ever talked to a studio guy who understood it. What he did finally find with Revolution was a studio head who said, I don't get it, but I trust you, so go make it.
Do you have any other film projects you're working on, outside of comics, that are original ideas that you didn't want to do in the comic format?
A novel that I co-wrote last year with Chris Golden, that is in development. It's been optioned as a film. And Chris and I, once the strike's over, Chris and I are going to sit down and write the screenplay for that. It's called Baltimore, or The Steadfast Tin Soldier and the Vampire. That's the novel title. Other than that, I can't imagine taking an original idea straight to film, because the chances of a film actually being made are so slim. If I like an idea enough, I'm going to try to put it into a comic so that, because I know if I take the time to develop something and do it as a comic, it will exist. With film, it's such a crapshoot. Will it get made? If it gets made, will it bear any resemblance to, your original idea? So I'm fine with my work being adapted to film, but I can't imagine working directly for that medium.
Any plans on revisiting the world of Conan, and what is your take on the fact that Lionsgate's going to make a new movie? Are you enthusiastic about that, or?
Yeah, I am enthusiastic. I mean, if it's going to be good, I'm a little frightened of what they're going to do. I have to be really honest. I'm not down on a lot of the modern action films, and this current aesthetic is not really my aesthetic. So I hope they don't screw it up, but I would like to see John Milius do his King Conan project. I mean, I thought that first film was really great. It's hardly Conan, but it's a great movie.
Yeah. You're right.
Oh, that's funny. Cool.
I love that part, and then this is one of my favorite scenes, the tragic Wendigo one. This is what I inspired from you.
Show people out of room.
Anywhere you want. I didn't do anything on this side. If you wouldn't mind blessing it.
I will bless you. There you go.
Okay, for one, I really like this intro.
You know what my favorite line is? Is when Vivara says Cosmos whirls on without them, about the Catholic
I know which way that is. Right here.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
And Paul does that little overacting thing that he does. Own it, sister.
You gotta kiss it. You gotta kiss it once. You gotta lick it and then kiss it.
All right, you ready for this? I'm gonna have to do this, right?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Oh, I kissed the little Nazi soldier guy.
We understand that you're the one who chose the St. Jude's as the charity here. What made you choose St. Jude's for this?
It's a charity my wife and I have, always given stuff to. It's something we've been doing for a lot of years.
St. Jude's Hospital was actually Mr. Mignola's choice of charity, and whenever we do a big event, we try to tie it in with a charity because we believe if we're having such a great time and sharing great times with our customers and comic fandom in general, we should give a little bit back to the community.
If you're ever out in Manhattan Beach, guys, check out the Comic Bug here. It's awesome. They got everything you need. This is Vito Lapicola for Comics on Comics. Peace.